Welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to be working on the torso area, this piece right here. So let's get started. This lower torso area, and we're going to start off with, it's a very simple shape. Just like before, we're going to start off with a cube. You can see from the reference images, it's just basically two cubes stacked up on top of each other. So this is what that's what we're going to create now. So I'm just scaling it up in the side view and make sure everything is positioned where it should be. So let's take a scaling X. And now we're going to go to the front view and scale in so we scaled in Z before. Now we're going to scale in actually we're going to delete one half first. No point working on both sides when we can duplicate over the other side. I'm just going to translate it now in X. Using the lines as a guide. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this select this top face, and we're going to extrude up. Like I said, it's basically two cubes. Oops, sorry. Actually, I thought of a better way. Rather than extrude up, I'm just gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna cut. Use an edge loop to create a split. I'm gonna create another split now. See now we got two splits now. I'm just gonna scale in a bit. That way you get the appearance of two separate geometry when it's really actually one. See there how easy it was to create this shape. So to straighten out these verts a bit. Like I said, in my last couple of videos, there's a whole there's a variety of ways of doing stuff in 3D. If you can come up with a better way of doing this, please let me know. So I'm just using the lines to tell me how everything should be. I'm just going back to perspective view again. I can duplicate over the other side. There we go, we got the lower torso area most complete. Like I said, once you go beyond the legs, everything else is basically simple shapes. So everything seems to be lining up. Just gonna check it quickly from the other angles. I'm just gonna add some loops here, and I'm just gonna round it off a bit. You can see I'm using the lines on the image to show me where I should be inserting new edge loops. You can see it's matching up almost exactly. I'm gonna go to the front now and select these edges and round them out. Same thing as before. So you can see how all the edges are matching up now. I'm just gonna go back to swing around the back, and we can do the same thing. that's looking much better now. It's got some real shape to it. I'm just deleting all the history on it. You notice that I'm constantly deleting all the history and making saves on a regular basis. You want to make sure that you're keeping the scene nice and clean and organized, and you also want to make sure that you save at regular intervals. Again, just in case my crashes. So just notice these words are pulled out a little too much, so we're just gonna tweak them a little bit. Excuse me. I'm just taking a look at it from all angles. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna select the loop down here. I'm gonna scale it in a bit more uniformly. Give more of an edge to it. I'm just gonna scale in these words here, and I'm gonna grid snap them back. There we go. This is the grid snap. This is them duplicated over the other side and scale it in x by -1. I'm just going to check its relationship again with all the other components. You want to make sure you do this all the time, just to make sure that everything's fitting together nicely. Excuse me. I'm going to hide all these pieces, and then I'm going to work on the the upper torso area. This looks complicated, but it really isn't all that difficult. Like I said, basically a cube. You just start off the cube. This is this torso, this upper torso area is very similar to the pelvic area we created. So what I'm doing now is just gonna moving this cube into place, and like before, we're gonna delete one half and just work on the other side and work one half. So we're gonna create a split run down the middle. We're gonna delete one half and work on the remaining side. I'm just moving the words out, just to roughly match up with the image. You notice that I haven't pulled out the bits to the other side. What we're going to do there is we're going to extrude out the face to meet that area, because we just don't have enough polygons to do so. So you can see I'm just selecting these faces here. I'm just going to extrude. You can see it's actually a very simple shape. So I'm just going to select this bit and I'm just going to slide it down a bit. You can see how quickly we've already got the basic shape away. Just trying to decide what we're going to do here. So we don't need this side here, these faces here, so I'm just going to delete them, and I'm just going to fill the holes with the pen to polygon tool. I'm just going to switch to the perspective view real quick. Turn off X-ray mode for a second. Just gonna fill these holes. You can see how simple this torso area actually really is. From the reference images, it looks like it's a very difficult piece, but in actual fact, it's very simple. So I'm just going to slide these down a little bit. They were looking too high. Excuse me. Just slide these bits down again. I'm just going to switch to the side. You can see it tapers off a little bit near the top, so I'm just going to scale in them in Z. You can see that the reference image is a little off when you can see when I slide it up in the side view, it knocks everything out of place in the front view. So bear in mind that this top area isn't 100% accurate. So I'm just going to create these vent type areas. So I'm just going to select this face here, and I'm going to do what I've been doing from the beginning, and I'm just going to extrude in a couple times, probably 4 like usual. So I'm just going to extrude it in once, scale everything in uniformly. Just going to select these widths on the side, and I'm just going to match up the reference images. You can see from the reference images, you can really see the thickness from this side, so that's what I'm just trying to simulate. That's looking much better now. It's a little off from the side view, but that isn't too bad. So I'm just checking to make sure everything's okay. See, these top half of the reference images aren't all that accurate. I mean, they're close, but you can definitely see when I tweak one side, the other side becomes a little messed up. So this is what I'm talking about when you have to come to like a 50-50 compromise. This is at the back, and it's going to pull up, sliding up, sorry. You can see now I've come to a compromise. The lines aren't matching up with the reference images quite 100%, but that's okay, because then you can see now on both sides looking okay. Whereas before you can see there was a noticeable difference. It's looking pretty decent. I'm just selecting these edges here. I'm just going to put them in, translate them in Z. You can see here that this vent type areas into a slight angle. You can see it's not quite. This bit still isn't matching up 100%, but that's okay. You'll find that when you fix one problem, you'll encounter another problem soon after. Just part of 3D, I'm afraid. 3D modeling. I'm sticking the bit some more. Excuse me. I'm just selecting these bits and I'm just gonna just sliding in a bit. Just doing some more point tweaking. I'm just going to select these two corner bits and push them in a little bit more. Like I said, it's a very simple shape, but you have to do quite a few tweaks here and there just to get everything to line up nicely. Once you get the hang of reading blueprints, modeling something like this shouldn't be too difficult. It just takes a little bit of patience and perseverance to learn how to read blueprints properly. So I'm just selecting this face here and just going to extrude in a couple times. So just scaling in once. Extrude in again. And one more time, as 3 extrusions there. I'm just trying to decide where to go from here. And I'm thinking I'm gonna work on this here. You can see at the top it's got another event type area, so I'm just gonna have to work on this. You can see just by simply adding that split, it's giving us the geometry we need to square off the top area. You can really see how things are really starting to line up now. Just want to make sure everything's matching up, lining up. I'm just doing some more point tweaking. So we're just going to do the same thing as before, selecting the face, extruding in. We're going to extrude once, scale everything in uniformly. Scale down in Y. Extrude again. Push in this time. And that's all we need for this. And then, yep, that's it. Just one last time to make a little bit of depth to it. Excuse me. Just checking it from all angles as usual. I'm just gonna add a couple of tulip splits. Like I said, I use all the I use all the divisions. I try and push everything as far as I can before I add new divisions. Sorry, don't just start adding in stuff blindly. So what I'm trying to create now is this this color type piece here. So I'm just selected these three faces and I'm going to push out. Sorry, extrude out. Just tweak the width a little bit. Just notice the lower out of place. Excuse me. So again, we're just going to select these three faces here. And it's going to scale out. So we extrude out, I mean. There we go. You can see how almost instantly it matches up. I'm going to snap these bits back to the grid, center of the grid. So I'm just going to manually tweak these vertices. Like I've been saying all along, it's just basically a very simple shape. So I'm just looking at it from all angles, make sure we don't have any strange, we don't have any madness going on. I'm select this face here and it's gonna extrude out and sorry, and snap the verts to the front part, to the front area. I'm just gonna do that real quickly, where I didn't really get the shape I was looking for. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I just extrude from the actual color piece here. I'm just going to snap these verts to the back. There we go. It's looking much better now. You'll notice that in this tutorial I'll try a couple different things. Just see if they work or not. The whole thing about the whole point of modeling is trying to see what works and what doesn't work. It's an exploration period when you're modeling. You might try something new and find out that it works better than you expected. So just doing some more point tweaking. Excuse me. Well, you can see this bit isn't quite lining up, so I'm just going to try and push it out, see if it works. Excuse me. We'll turn off X-ray mode. I'm not liking the results this gave me. Gonna have to tweak some stuff. So just doing some more point tweaking. Just trying to make sure it matches up to the side view. It's looking decent in the front side, but in the side view it's looking a little nasty. So I just quickly undid those couple steps I just did. I'm gonna just try something different instead. So I did was select all these words here and just pull up a little bit. Excuse me. You can see now that I've got it to line up in the side view, it derails everything from the front view. So like I said, you're gonna have to come to a compromise here. So I'm just gonna have to try and see what I can do. I'm keeping an eye on the front view just to make sure. So this, I'm undid all that. Like I said, I'm constantly trying different things just to see what works and what doesn't work. We'll get back to this area anyway later, because I don't really like messing around with one area too long. So what we're going to do is create this this bit here in the center of the torso. Very easy to create. Just to basically select the face and we're going to extrude out. It's like the waist area we created before. Sorry, not the waist, the pelvic area we created before. Where we extruded face out and pulled forward. Exactly the same thing. You can even see that the shapes are almost identical. I'm going to select this face. I'm going to extrude in and scale in uniformly. I'm just going to delete these faces on the side and I'm going to snap these, I'm going to scale these birds together. And grid snap them. You have to remember to keep in mind that when you extrude in faces, extruding faces, you're going to get inner faces which we want to delete. Just looking at it from all angles as per usual. I'm going to select this face now. Switch, oops, just hit my volume control by mistake. I'm going to select this face again, making sure I don't have anything else selected. I'm going to pull down a bit. Actually, I think it'll be just easier just to select these faces here, these words here. Scale them in a bit now. And that's much better now. And a nice crisp edge to it. Now we're going to select this face now. And we're going to extrude out. So extruding. We're going to do a couple extrusions from here now. Just deleting this this side interface. You always want to make sure you get rid of those, because when you duplicate over the other side and merge them, you're going to get trouble. It's going to create a nasty crease, so we don't want that. Like I said, we're going to extrude out again. So extrude all the way out. We're going to tweak the widths now. Excuse me. I'm just going to check in perspective mode. You can see we've got the beginnings of this. Actually, we're just going to quickly undo those steps because I didn't really like the shape. I'm just going to pull this torso out a little bit because I felt that it was too far back. Oops. My eyes giving me a little bit of trouble here now. Okay, let's fix it now. Just trying to pull this chest piece out. Okay, this piece become messed up a little bit when we were tweaking the bits. I'm just gonna fix these real quick. I'm gonna quickly undo that. I didn't really like the shape. Just trying to see where I can take this. So switch back to into split screen side view. Just tweaking some more words here. Like I've been saying all along, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's the only way you learn. You can see that I've tried a couple different tried to take a couple different paths here, and still deciding on where to take it. So I'm just scaling this in uniformly. This indented vent area. You can see it's matching up much better with the reference image. I'm just gonna delete these faces. So they weren't really doing nothing for me, so I'm just gonna delete them. I'm just gonna use the pen polygon tool to fill the hole. Just trying to line it up in the side view. Still got this open areas here, so we're gonna have to use the pen polygon tool. So mine seems to be giving me trouble here for some reason. It doesn't want to filter out for some reason, so I'm just gonna select the edge and extrude an edge out. I'm just gonna extrude the edge and snap the birds together. In doing so, the hole will be filled. You can see here. Like I said, there's different ways of doing stuff. It seems that I snapped it to the wrong invert by mistake. Let's go back a few steps. There we go, just snapping the verts to the corresponding vert area. I'm just going to select all the verts and just merge them now. Excuse me. It is looking much better. Just tweaking the verts one by one. It seems to accidentally deleted these faces here, so I'm just quickly undoing everything. What a stupid mistake, sorry about that. I just deselected those faces. I'm just going to delete that area we got rid of before. That's what you want to be careful about when you're selecting faces, that you don't accidentally select the wrong ones. It's an easy mistake to make, but you'll find that you make it quite often. So just bear in mind when you select faces, just pan around and just make sure you don't have any other ones faces selected by mistake. I'm just repeating what I did before real quick now. I'm just gonna snap the bits again. So I'm just pushing I'm just pushing these bits out. Now it's looking much better. You can see that it's definitely got a better shape to it, and on top of that, it's lining up with the reference images much nicely, much nicer. So just delete this face at the bottom, and we're going to do is create this bit that protrudes at the center of the chest. It's very simple to create. Like I said, it's just like the pelvic area. So we extrude it out once, and then we select the face at the bottom, and then we extrude it downwards. So what I'm going to do now is add a couple splits. So I'm just tweaking the width to align up with the lines of the reference image. I'm just looking at it from all angles, making sure everything's okay. Deleting these inner faces again. We don't want these. I'm just checking everything real quick. I just noticed there's a little bit of madness going on here, so I'm just gonna fix this. But this seems to have some stray face for some reason. Not sure where it came from, so I'm just gonna have to fix it. And just tweaking these bits here so it lines up with the reference image. So now I'm going to use the pen polygon tool to build this again. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select these widths at the back. Okay. Selecting these widths. Let's go into perspective view, making sure I don't have nothing selected. I'm just trying to get it to line up from the side. Excuse me. You can see for the most part it's lining up quite nicely. It's just I'm trying way too hard to get it up. Just trying to get it to line up almost exactly. I think I'm too much of a perfectionist. I just try way too hard. I'm just going to select these bits at the back. I'm going to scale them in to get them nice and straight. So just checking how everything relates to one another. Straightening some stuff up. Just undid a couple steps here. I didn't really like the result it gave me. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to scale in again. I think I missed a couple of bits the first time. Just doing the same thing again. That's looking much better now. Just panning around, making sure everything's okay. You can see from the reference medium these bits have an indentation too, so we're just gonna have to create that. But before we do that, we're just gonna move some of the bits down so they line up better with the reference image. Just creating a split here. Actually, I decided to get rid of that. Didn't really need it. So what I'm going to do now is just going to select this face and extrude in. Just looking, a couple of things are looking strange to me, so I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to select this face again and extrude in. I'm going to scale in uniformly and extrude in again. Next, I'm scaling. I'm extruding one more time. And I think that should do it. You can see this bottom area it has to be it has an indentation too, so we're going to have to create that. You can see that's it all off from the side. I'm just going to have to tweak that now. So it's off from the front. We're going to have to tweak it inside area. So same thing as before. We're going to extrude in and then scale uniformly, then extrude in and scale in again, and then extrude one last time. So it should be 3 extrusions total. And I'm going to push in for the last time. There we go. You can see it's got some good shape to it. Just gonna have to tweak. sorry. I'm just gonna tweak a couple of bits. That's looking much better now. Everything's looking nice and crisp. Just the way I like. But it's lining up pretty nicely. But it's just slightly off, but I can live with that. I'm just tweaking these bits here. You can see from the reference from the reference image that they pulled out to the side a little. Sorry. Got a stray vertice selected. I'm translating X. That's it, that's what I've been looking for. You can see how things come together real quick. We've got some polygon penetration here, so I'm just gonna have to fix that like we did with the legs. Just tweak some of the verts so they don't pass through the geometry. Got these verts here, I'm just gonna pull them up a little bit. They straighten off this edge. There we go. And everything's really starting to take shape now. Just gonna freeze transformations, delete right type history. Always making sure everything's nice and clean and organized. So we're now bring back all my objects, making sure everything's lining up nicely. You can see it now how this upper torso area is lining up with the lower torso. We're going to delete these interfaces, we don't need them. I'm going to have to grid snap these though. Excuse me. Always remember to delete those faces. You can see now how everything's coming together now. We're at we've completed about 70% of the model now. So we're getting there slowly now. Edging our way to the finishing line. All the other pieces now beyond this point are very easy. So you can tell from you can see from the reference images how simple the shapes are beyond this. You got like the shoulder pads, the arms and fingers, they're all simple cubes. So now that we've got all the difficult parts out the way, everything else should be smooth sailing. So I'm just panning around, making sure everything's okay. Make sure all the components look fine. It's looking sweet. So I'll see you in the next video.